The Democratic Party is the one that I focus on because they should win the midterms and then the next election, because the Republican Party is about to put troops on the ground in Iran. Their best idea is to have Lindsey Graham's sister take his Senate seat and vote so that we can go further into World War III while Lindsey Graham sucks cock in another realm. So they rightly should lose. And the Democratic Party, and people get mad at me, what are you saying, there's no deep state? No, dummy. But if the deep state can never be affected or impacted or changed, then why even elect this guy? Why did you all get excited and wear the dumb hats, dummies? Why did you care so much about this guy and his election if this deep state, if you were just going to blame everything on the deep state, then what the hell was the point? Why did you go to the rallies? Were you just trying to go to a concert? And that's really what it was? Did you just like the merch? Why did you care so much about this guy? Why isn't he investigating his own assassination attempt? Let's talk about the deep state for a minute, by the way. Why don't we know anything about the guy that assassinated him? Okay? Or tried to. Sorry, attempted. I'm not saying there's no deep state. I'm not saying there's not some permanent government apparatus. I've talked about it a million times on the show. I get it. But for the people that ran on upending the deep state to then come in and blame things on the deep state, seems like you have to be an idiot for that to work. Why were you excited for this guy to win? Why did anyone think it would be interesting for this guy to win if he was just going to do all the things that this deep state wants him to do? What is he doing that they don't like, by the way? Maybe some tariffs that'll just expire the minute he's out of office? He's in Iran. He kidnapped Maduro. Flock cameras are everywhere. The tech people are getting all the money. So who is this deep state again? Who are these people that are really upset and up in arms with him? Who are they? I don't know who they are. He seems to be. What would they want him to do that he's not doing? He seems to be pretty lockstep with all of these people. Surveillance technology is everywhere. The pace at which unregulated AI is going to grow and become a real problem is harrowing. We're about to commit troops to a war with a country and we'll probably lose. That's the other thing. Unless we put 1 million people in there and hold their government free, and then what'll winning look like? It'll just be tallies of dead people. It's going to be a nightmare. It won't feel like winning. It'll feel like losing, and it'll probably be actually losing too, because there's not much you can do in that country. But again, we're on the brink of that. We're on the brink of that. So again, I'm asking all the smart people, and I'm excluding the paid hack MAGA people that are getting paid by this. That's great. He unwound DEI. Ta-da. Great. I'm all for that. We've invaded, we're about to invade Iran, a year and a half into the presidency. He's running crypto scams out of the Oval Office. His family's gotten really rich. Immigration, there's no legislation passed. So everything he's done is executive order and it's all reversible. Whatever. I mean, I don't even, listen, I'm not sitting here chastising people for their beliefs, meaning that you're allowed to believe something that isn't true. That's a great thing about our country. You're allowed to believe something that isn't true. I just don't have to believe it. You can't make me believe it. Because when you talk about this deep state, and I go, well, what would they want? Permanent war? Check. Surveillance? Check. I don't know. It seems like they're pretty happy. It seems like they really didn't like Bernie Sanders. It's deep state. And they probably didn't like Trump early on. I don't know what happened. They certainly didn't like him early on. They seem to have warmed to him now. I don't know what happened. Maybe it has to do with that shooting, but no one will investigate it, so I don't know. But I'm a man of my word, and if RFK is trying, then RFK is trying. Thank you. You played the video where I hit the yak with my phone. Yes, I do. So I'm a man of my word. And when you're a man of your word, you have to honor your word. I'm an empath. I feel. People are yelling at me. And all of these dorks everywhere are playing my clip about the deep state. It's not that I don't think it exists. It's that, well, then why was there such excitement for Donald Trump? He ran against the permanent uniparty that was sacrificing the middle class of this country, but poor people always, of course. But they were governing at the behest of an elite few people. And he's doing the same thing. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how, just think of the symbolism of getting into the White House, and then of Elon Musk, who's the richest man in the world at this point. The first few months, you move him essentially like into the White House. It's this incredibly dysfunctional thing. He's getting in fights with people in the White House, some of them physical. He's getting in a fight with the president. He accuses the president of being in the Epstein file. And then the president, like, I don't know. It feels weird to still be jazzed about this. Depending on however jazzed you were about it, seems odd. It seems like a cope. It seems like QAnon ain't happening. It ain't happening. Nobody's getting marched off to Gitmo. It's time to wake up. It's time to turn the computer off and go for a walk. I'm sorry. I know it's upsetting to you. Sorry, but it's just there's a reality here that people need to accept. I mean, in my belief, in my estimation. Now, they don't have to, and I can't compel them to. It's a great thing about America. You're allowed to believe whatever you want to believe. You're allowed to sit there and say, no, Trump has the best of intentions. He just keeps getting thwarted. That's the way they believe. He just keeps getting thwarted. Every time he tries to do something, somebody else there is, like tricking him. He's getting tricked. So, and there are people that'll believe that until they're dead. There's people that'll go to their grave believing that he was the one true great American patriot hero. The guy that hosted The Apprentice was the one guy that tried to save America, but he was thwarted. And that's okay. They're allowed to do that. If it makes you feel better, something's got to make you feel better. It's either going to be the Red Robin burger skyscraper that they bring out to your table, or it's going to be the idea that Donald Trump was the last great hope of America, but he was thwarted. He was the only one who cared about us. So something's got to make you feel good. Something's got to make you feel good. It's what it is. Something's got to make you feel good. You could get on your knees in a hotel room in Washington, D.C. and suck off a congressional page and then vote to kill everybody. Or you can eat a big onion ring tower at Red Robin, or you can believe that Donald Trump was the only person in our country that ever cared about you. Whatever you need to enjoy.
So we got Tim Dillon hilariously going off on Trump supporters for being dumb, but wasn't Tim like the biggest Trump supporter ever, an Alex Jones lover? But you gotta look at Tim's face. He's like now a mixture of Artie Lang and Chris Farley together. Like, ooh, you can tell, like, I don't know what he be doing to drag himself in to do this podcast, but you can tell not long before some serious partying was happening. But his whole thing about the Trump supporters are all dumb and stuff, and like the assassination attempt and the deep state and all of this stuff. So Tim is like considered one of the guys who they'll point to and be like, see, even the people who supported Trump are turning on Trump. That's why in his rant there, he was talking about the dorks. I think he was talking about the lefties who were bringing up his other clips and stuff like that. But it's crazy because he even has an into the White House. I think before the last Epstein files thing, before they delayed it, he had a meeting with someone from the White House Might have been like JD Vance or something like that. So like he's totally plugged in, and even he's turned on Trump. My God, Trump, you lost the pig. You need to get it together. Even though it looks like this pig has been snorting some stuff. Yeah. What's going on in Tim's desk here? My God, he's got a whole thing of Starbucks coffee. You know he's drinking that entire box. Got that hat going on. Some more coffee. Yeah. Yeah. My God. That's how much has been happening. Yeah, I love Tim, but he is a mess. Hilarious now during this episode. He went off on a DSA person too. That one was pretty funny as well. But as his overall thing, look, he's hitting Trump from both ends because he seems like he was complaining that Trump hasn't followed through on like the immigration stuff. So you can see it from that perspective as well. I just thought it was hilarious how he was coming up. I love the RFK impersonation. Lindsey Graham. He's sucking cock. And I mean, Lindsey Graham's sister. Whole thing I found to be hilarious, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.